Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly, and this time I'm super excited because I'm changing things up. I'm doing another Shop My Stash. This is the series that I've been doing pretty much, kind of sort of the last 2 years, last year and a half. And this year in 2022, I started doing single brands. So every other month, give or take, I come back and tell you guys what it is that I'm focused on, what I'm playing with, what I'm excited to try to revisit, kind of getting back into the archives and maybe giving some products some love, or a brand in this case some love that I've managed to forget about maybe a little bit because I've been focused on other things. So I figured I would just kind of show you guys the brand that I'm picking on right now, which is Karity Cosmetics. I love Karity's, their quality, their consistency, but I forget about them, and they don't really push out a whole bunch of new products that make you go, oh yeah, I remember them, let me get back into them. Every time I go back and look at their site, it's like, I already have all that. So I haven't been able to buy anything. I do have a code with Karity though, so if you guys are ever interested and want to explore the brand, let me know and I'll dig up the code. Just leave me a message and then I'll post it. Okay, so this is one of the palettes that I'm going to get into. Again, I've already filmed a video with this. This is well, it's a travel chamber that they sell you the kit of eyeshadows, individual eyeshadows to go into here. So I don't mind the Z palette at all. It's kind of fun to have those. I think this was like the Sugar Plum kit, if I remember correctly. So I have a video on this. It's not what I'm wearing today. This is another one that I also have a video on. I loved this palette. This is the Come As You Are palette from Karity. Pretty sure this is kind of like a Seattle grunge, Nirvana era palette, but I actually really enjoyed this. Kind of fun, kind of some scary colors in here too, but if I recall, this was a good one. So I need to get back into it. I'm excited. Now, those are probably not my everyday wearing one, but this is another one. I did a video on this one. This one's Rosé All Day. This is going to be your pink palette. We've got some neutrals. Like if you look over here, we've got some kind of neutrals, maybe some lighter pinks, but then you've got these really fun pops of like a lipstick pink and a fuchsia, some darker shades in here. It's a very well curated palette. And as far as like, you know, rosé eye palettes go, this one beat the one by Physicians Formula hands down. Okay, if those are too colorful for you, we have a nude palette. They have a couple different nude themed palettes. I think Nudes and Rudes is kind of one of them. This says, we painstakingly chose 15 perfect, highly pigmented shades and finishes, 5 frost, 3 satin, 2 matte, 2 velvet, and 1 metallic. This is your everyday neutral eyeshadow. This is my work and glasses and maybe travel. Enough variety and formulas and textures to make it interesting, but nude eyeshadow, this one's done well. Sometimes you get new eyeshadows and they're all too pale, and then it's like, okay, I need one to kind of smoke things out. What do you got? What do you got for me? Speaking of smoking things out, this one's actually called the Smoke Eyeshadow. 21 highly pigmented shimmer and matte eyeshadows. A little bit different of a size formula, but wow, look at that. This is your date night fun palette. Super fun. I mean, you could pair it with this, nudes, and then you use one of these as like an eyeliner. But this is super colorful. It's always good to have one of those in the section, the Shop My Stash, it's gonna give you some date night stuff. I do like to date my husband. We go out quite a bit. And when we're not going out, when I'm in town, when we're not going out, his band plays. So that kind of gives us a chance to have some fun. Okay, I think this was the first Karity palette I ever got. This is the Conte Palette. Oh yeah, and it is well loved. This is gorgeous. Wow, all the berries and the warm sunsetty. This is your late summer palette. Perfect time for me right now. And I think I did a video on it, but I think it came in a subscription box. These other two palettes are, again, more of your artistry palettes. We're gonna look at the matte one first. I probably officially have, I mean, I've got the nude one for the everyday and the Zoom calls and the work. I've got the rosé, which is gonna get me, oh my gosh, I can't get this open. The rosé one is gonna be definitely kind of like my fun weekend one. We've got, you know, the Come As You Are is also very fun. The Sugar Plum one, very fun. This one is an all matte palette. This to me screams, okay, I'm a makeup artist. It's a rainbow palette. You literally have every shade of the rainbow here, and then some in between. It's all matte. Was I saying earlier? No, that was a different video. A recent video, I think I was trying some, well, the eyeshadow that I have on today, the makeup I have on today was from Zara. did some Zara makeup, and I was complaining because I only got one matte in here in a palette of 6 shadows. And I just now have a ginormous palette of all mattes, every color that I could possibly imagine. Okay, so the complement to that, if that one was matte, this one is called Frost. And it's upside down. This one's called Frost. And it is a rainbow palette full of shimmers. Every single one of them is some level of shimmery, metallic-y, sparkly goodness. It's a beautiful palette. It's a rainbow palette. And I think it complements the matte one. So now we have officially 3 date night palettes. That's a lot. So there were 5 total palettes in here. One of them, however, is a blush palette. This is a blush and bronze, and it has every color you could possibly want. And as far as a blush goes, we've got some kind of corally colors, some really, really bold, bright colors, lighter shades, obviously, some bronzy kind of shades. That's probably my favorite one right there because it's like your everyday rosewood colored. That's it. These are the ones I'm going to try to focus on. I feel like this stack is definitely going to get me through more than what I need, but it's going to also help me focus. I think for a lot of us, especially if we're content creators, we consume a lot. We purchase a lot and we try a lot and we give reviews on a lot, and all of that is great. But then what do we do with the stuff that we haven't used? So I might start doing a chopping block video series. I haven't yet done one of those. Things that I want to try, give them one last shot before I decide whether to declutter them. That's probably something I need to come up here with pretty soon. But anyway, I just wanted to share you guys with, this is the kind of stuff that I'm focused on lately. This is a not super expensive brand. I don't know where else you can get them other than from Karity's website. So anyway, this is what I'm going to be focused on. This is what I'm excited to get back into and to see, do I love it? Do I need to be using it more? I think so. That's why I'm doing this right now. So we'll come back in another, I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks or so with another brand. But for now, we're focused on Karity. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys tried any of the products? Do you guys like the products? Have you never heard of the products? Do you want me to come back and do a ranking video? That's one thing that I haven't been doing. I tell you guys what I'm playing with, and maybe to encourage you guys to get back into your own archives and your own stashes. But I haven't really come back and done ranking videos, so maybe I need to do that by the end of the year. Maybe we'll do that as kind of like our December roundup, is all of the Shop My Stash videos for the year. Maybe I'll come back through and rank them all. Would that interest you guys? Leave me a comment down below. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I tend to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I love you guys an incredible amount. I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you guys are doing really well. And until my next video, bye for now.